Okay, you guys, we'll get started. Welcome, good morning. So this is Get Centered. We're gonna do a core specific class to focus on gathering up that fire energy. Today we're gonna focus on twisting. So when we twist our body, we're using our core, kind of more lateral core, although we are still using front and back core, and we'll touch all those again. But I want you to think about this practice being one of which, like digesting, assimilating, all of our energies in our body, but also our experiences, right? Because through twist, we can kind of stimulate the digestive tract. And we're at the end of a solar cycle. This is like our last few days of the Aries cycle. So we've had a bunch of intense experiences that we're still having. We just spoke of them. And so kind of thinking of this way of our body needing to assimilate energy, digest, kind of get rid of what it doesn't need, strengthen and fortify what it does. So kind of put that intention perhaps into feeling the core in that way, so that as we are moving forward, right, we are able to be centered in the foundational kind of aspects of our body that help us regulate, help us let go of things that aren't ours, that let us stay strong in what we know we need. So I just want to kind of give that kind of backdrop so that the movement can be more intentional for us today. So find a comfortable place to sit. I'd love if you share your videos. So if you feel like it, great. I'd love that. Close your eyes and let's take 5 deep breaths, really moving the belly. So as you breathe in, letting your belly expand. And as you breathe out, really trying to empty and hollow the belly. Softening your face. We'll hope to untie like jaw, neck tension with core strength, so that we can be in our center, be strong without being rigid, tight, or cut off from any part of our body, including our feet. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and out. One more deep breath in and out. We're going to sweep our arms up to reach. So what you feel is long through your side neck, through your side waist. Bring the ribs back and in a bit so that you can feel the whole back line of your body just as long as the front line. And then reaching up from those armpits, rooting down through your sitting bones, or if you're sitting flat, through your legs. Another deep breath here. And then dropping through your right arm, reaching up and over with your left. So waking up the side of the core. Here you can let your head go or look down. I want you to really feel that reach away from that left hip. And then reaching out for your fingertips. So even letting your fingertips feel this. And then the left arm goes down and the right arm goes up. Maybe lengthening first before you drop in. Dropping through that right hip, not having to feel that it touches the floor so much, but just feeling the dropping down and then the reaching up and out. And again, you could look down or let your head go. Breathing in and out. And then breathing up. And then this time we're going to breathe out and we're going to bring kind of the elbows in, kind of rounding upper back, feeling a contraction so that the rib cage goes towards the pelvis. Let your head go. Feel those shoulders round. The pelvis can, in a sense, kind of round a bit so that you're allowing that pelvic bowl to tilt back. And then allowing the arms to press back, lifting your chest and waking up the front of the, kind of waking up the back of the core. And then arms reach up one more time, re-lengthen. Then we're going to twist to the right. So it's okay to have your hand at the small of your back. Feeling that twist from deep within your core. Coming back up, inhale. Exhale, twist to the other side. From deep within the core, rotating the body. And then as you're ready, inhale. And then exhale, hands come down. So let's just wake up the feet. So tuck your toes under. So I'm going to move back onto my mat. So do tuck your toes under. And just walk the feet back a bit. So you're going to, the hips back a bit and come forward. So we just want to stretch the bottom of the feet. Kind of feeling that engagement maybe of the arms as we do this. You might even hover the knees a bit. You can kind of play around with that. I just want you to wake up your feet. We want to connect the core to the feet so we stay anchored and rooted. So our core energy doesn't just stay in our belly, but it actually helps us root and also helps us lift and feel kind of more vibrant and lifted. So no, we're not heavy. And then as you're ready, tap the top of the foot and just kind of wake up the top. And then we're going to roll onto our back. So we've done this before. We roll like a ball. So I kind of hold on to the tops of the knees, the shins, and I'm going to tone my belly and just roll. So I want you to feel that as you roll up and you roll down. Try to engage your belly for this. So I'm keeping a nice rounded spine, and then when you roll up, we're going to take the arms up, and then just with the breath, we'll do one time on each side, and then we're going to roll back, and then we're going to twist, and you just go at your own pace, and then roll up and back, and maybe you want to just balance, staying neutral, roll back, and then we'll do lateral stretching. So it can be any way you want. You can keep your feet down, you can cross your legs. You're just moving with your breath. Just want you to build a little heat. And we'll do that one more cycle. If you don't finish the whole cycle, that's fine. Keeping the breath nice and big through your body as you wake up. Then the last one, kind of come onto your back and just allow your body to stir a bit so that you can iron out the spine. Really important that we can feel first the length of the body. So I'm going to extend my legs all the way out, hopefully that works for you. And I'm going to sweep my arms up and behind me, just like I did before when I was standing. So I'm going to pull the front ribs back so that I can feel the core engage here. And you might lift one leg if that's okay. Maybe you lift two legs. If it bothers your back, just lift one at a time for 3, for 2, for 1, drop the legs. Let it go and notice the rib cage lift, and then bring the rib cage towards the back body, lift the opposite leg. Hold for 3, hold for 2, and then the legs come down. And now we'll contract, so we'll bring the knees up, bring the ribs up so the shoulder blades lift, feeling that contraction. And then release it down, and then drop the legs over to the left. You can anchor through the arms, either arms up, arms back, doesn't really matter. Hover the knees. So feel that torso rotation. Bring it up and then bring it over. Keep breathing. And then as you're ready, we're going to rock and roll ourselves up to a seat. And then we'll turn around, come to all fours. So you can do a lot of this work today on your knees, and if you want to up level a bit, make it more challenging, then we're gonna go ahead and lift the knees and come into plank. So you're feeling kind of lower energy, no problem, stay on your knees. So find your strongest plank that a little bit mirrors what we were doing on our back. And then take a moment and extend your left arm forward. Without letting the left hip drop, drop it down. And then drop your left arm, lift your right arm, nice and long. And then right arm down, left leg lifts. Toning the back body, left leg drops, right leg lifts. And then toes down, come to downward facing dog. Bringing in that rotation. We're going to take the right arm to tap the outer left shin. And then we're going to come forward to plank. And then the left arm will tap the outer right shin. And then we'll come forward to plank. You're going to move at your own breath. Twist. Come to plank. Twist, and it won't be your best plank. It might be a little skewed where your shoulders might extend a tiny bit past your hands, and that's okay. Trying to move from your center. So if you could imagine kind of your core being the fuel of the poses, allow your core to move you, and then translate that energy to your hands and to your feet. One more time. And then as you're ready, press back to downward facing dog. Pause for a moment and then walk your feet forward, nice and slow. And then when you get there, bend the knees, let the pelvis kind of drape forward a bit. Shake your head out, shake your arms out. Then we're going to drop through the heels so that we're in a squat and bring our hands to our waist. So I want you to find that long spine where the ribs pick up, almost like you're in plank in the upper torso. And then you're going to take your arms forward. Hopefully this is okay for your neck or your low back. Grab onto your left wrist and do a side stretch. And as you do this, try not to move the right hip back with you. So stay equally weighted through your heels. Stay strong through your core. And then come back to the center. With your left hand, grab your right wrist and stretch to the left without letting the left hip come with you. So equalize those heels. And then as you're ready, come to the center and then lift your torso, stand tall. Again, that same pose, bringing the rib cage in and then exhaling, arms down by your sides. So lengthening the neck, rooting through the feet. Take a moment, pull your belly in and lift your heels. So you can feel a whole translation of core lengthening up, rooting down, and then heels down, bend those knees again. So arms out to the side, and then we're going to sweep the right arm back, twisting, staying rooted through those heels. And then arms come up, twist to the other side. Try not to let the knees skew, they stay together. And then both arms up and forward. Then exhaling, fold down. Long spine. And then when you're ready, you're going to step on back to plank. So we're going to play a little bit going forward and back. So we're going to come to the tips of the toes, press the heels back. So it's like a saw position, forward and back. 3 more times, and you're just rolling the body forward and back. Breathe. And now you're going to go side to side. So roll to the outer left hand, the thumb line of the left, and then the outer of the opposite. Some weight shifting. 3 more. 2, lateral shifting. And then put the knees down, take a little breather in child's pose. Relax your wrist. If you need to kind of wiggle the fingers, go ahead and do that. Then come back to plank, and we're going to make a full circle. So we're going to move in a full circle. Let's go 3 times each direction. And then when you're ready, downward facing dog. Nice work. Bubble the lips as much as you need to. You're going to step your right leg forward for a lunge. Now you can bring the left knee down and come into more of like a stability lunge, so it's less hips forward unless you'd like that. We're going to take that left arm up. We're going to take a little side stretch, and then we're going to twist into it. So I want you to use your elbow on your thigh. I'm going to come around so you can see this. Press, and then palm on top, and churn your belly. This is going to be a long hold here for this twist for 3. You can look down or let your neck go. 2, and then go ahead and come out of it. So now we're just going to kind of move with the body and twist without having to move the hips. So I'm not going to do this. If I'm here, I'll stay here, and if I'm upright, I'm upright. I'm going to just twist, exhale, and then inhale, come out, okay? So exhale, twist, root through your front heel and the back top of foot. Exhale. And I'm not really touching the elbow to the thigh. I really want to feel this coming from the lateral and the front core. Use your breath. Exhale, as if you're clearing out the insides of your body. Any energy you've accumulated, maybe it's not even yours, maybe it's collective energy of fear, doubt, worry, things that aren't really helpful to hold on to. One more time. And hover and twist. Now can you lift out of your hips so that you're not heavy and revolve a little further? Breathe. 2. Good. Slowly come out, release. Shake it out if you need to. We're going to tuck the toes under for this, lengthening the whole body, hands to the heart. And you're going to rock back. Notice thigh bones, hips move. Can only be an inch, and then come forward. It's not a back bend. We go back, and we go forward. And we go back, and I'm really tonifying everything here, so I'm staying like a really strong plank. 3 more. You're gonna feel those thighs wake up. 2. And 1 more. Nice, then take a moment, come to downward facing dog. Kind of pedal it out, shift it out. Okay. So we're gonna come to a side plank. And so when we come to side plank, we're gonna take the left hand to our waist. And you are more than welcome to put your right knee down for that, okay? So for this, the hips stay in side plank, and I'm gonna tap the left arm down. Maybe it's tented, bring it back up. So it's the same twist that we just did, but now we're doing it in side plank. Move it up, move it to your waist. Tap it down, maybe you get your palm print down, but I'm not trying to turn the hips. So you have 5 more, do the best you can. Press with this right arm into the mat so that you don't feel heavy through your shoulder. And it's totally fine if you don't get your hands all the way on the mat. 2, and 1. Now slowly transition where your right palm is down and your left palm is tented, and stay for 5. Really draw that right shoulder wide and in towards your palm. 2, and then knees down. Relax, get off your wrist, shake it out. Hopefully you're feeling some good heat moving through you. Now we're gonna have the left leg forward. So again, I'm setting up more of a stability lunge, so my hip, knee, ankle is in right angles. You're welcome to do more of a hip flexor one if you'd like. So as we're ready, first, we're gonna kind of hinge forward, pull that belly away from your thigh, place your fist on your thigh, palm on top. I press the 2 together and I peel up and I hold. Peel up and hold. Yeah, breathe. Really try to lift a little higher now, get a little lighter. Pulling the ribs to the hips together, but freeing the chest too. And as you're ready, come out. Shake it out. Now we do this without touching. So we hinge forward and hover, exhale, inhale. Really allowing yourself to initiate from the side of the core, even though there's still flexion. Use that front heel to drive down. That gives you the stability to really isolate the core. Here's your last 2. And then we're gonna hover on this one. So as you hover, see if you again can rotate with the flexion. Soften your face and jaw too. Nice. And then as you're ready, shake it out. So remember last time we went back with a long spine. I want you to sit back, walk your hands back, and now you do get to lift the chest in it. So it's more of a modified kind of camel pose. So you should stretch the front of the hips. You can even lean on back. Use the strength of the back chain to lift. And then lower it down. We're gonna go side plank on the left. So I'm just gonna be able to, and then we're gonna come into it. Remember the hand goes to the waist or you stagger the legs. And then I'm rotating the upper trunk, bring it back. Rotating, maybe the palm goes flat and bringing it up. So I'm gonna feel that my hips are trying to stabilize just like they were before. Maybe I tap, maybe I just plant. It's okay just to tap. So you have 5 more. Strong through that standing arm, through that standing hip. You have to lift away from the floor. And on that last one, we're gonna rotate back to plank and I have a tented right palm. And I'm breathing and feeling that kind of imbalance. Feeling how that wakes up the core a bit differently. And then knees down, child's pose, or sit on back if you need to relax your wrist. Nice work, you guys. Okay, we're gonna do that rotational work 2 more times. So we're gonna find a forearm plank. And so an option here is to come here with my toes down and my knees down. And this is what I'll do with my knees down. So it's very similar work, less load for your shoulders. So just notice that my hips and trunk move, my shoulders do not. If you're feeling like you have the strength today, come off of your knees. So my toes are pretty close together if I'm off my knees. Now I'm stabilizing through my shoulder joints. My shoulders are broad and I'm pressing into the earth. And I'm gonna do 10 times each side. I'm gonna rotate my hips. Breathing, 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 not clenching my jaw. And if I notice I have too much upper half tension, I'll just put the knees down. Breathe a lot. Give your body the chance to dissipate energy while it's feeling strong. Keep breathing. It's okay for the weight to shift a little bit in the shoulders, but try your best to even it out. Last 3. Last 2. Good, and then knees down, relax. Roll those shoulders. Okay, last one on the shoulders, and I promise we get to change it up a bit. So you're gonna come here. So the option again is gonna be bent knees, heels down, and it's the same work. Now we're, again, stabilizing shoulders, moving the hips. So this is the more modified version. If you can do this with straight legs, only 10 of these. We're just getting a little bit more back chain. So you're in an inclined plane, rotating the hips, keeping the shoulders strong. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, you guys. Bring your hips down, shake it out, and roll onto your back. All right, let's get those hips. So we're gonna cross the right ankle over the left thigh. So just take a moment to feel that broadening action through the right hip joint. Even use your hand to kind of widen the thigh if you'd like to bring the leg in. Okay, you have some options. So my right palm's gonna plant. My left hand, as you notice, will grab around my head to get a good firm grip. Then I'm gonna exhale. I'm gonna curl towards my right side, and I'm gonna come down. Option is to bring the legs towards you. 10 times. Exhale. Now go slow on these so we're not just whipping out ab work. You can actually feel that left waist draw towards your right inner thigh. Exhale. You can even lift that right shoulder off the mat by pressing through your palm. Notice if your head's trying to do this. So keep letting my head be held by my hand. It's along for the ride. It's not driving the ship. So this is part of reorienting that our core strength doesn't come from our head. Just like it doesn't come from any real thoughts, right? It's an embodied strength. And then 2 more. And then here you go. Relax down. If you want to just bring that leg in for a stretch, feel free. If you'd rather rotate it to the side and get a different type of stretch, do that. Big breath in and out. Then let's switch. Left leg crosses on top of right. Now you've already worked your obliques because when you're working one side, you're actually working the other. So if this side feels fatigued, take some breaks. Right hand grabs around the back of the head. Left palm plants nice and firmly. Remember the contraction we want to originate, stabilizing here. On the right side, it's actually drawing towards the inner thigh. So when you're ready, 10 times. And I can move with it, or I can stay static. Let your head follow. So really feel into what moves first. Is it your head, or is it your core? Take your time. You can breathe out through your mouth. And last one. So now you'll take that stretch. So whatever it wants to look like to get into those hips. And then as you're ready, you're gonna unrock that leg. Let's just stretch the front of the core, so hips down. I'm sorry, hips up, feet down. If you wanna stretch your arms out, go ahead and do that. For the strength of that back body chain, also part of your core. And then hips down, we'll bring the knees up and then wide so we can get into the adductors, the inner thighs, so roll your ankles here. And then the left leg down, the right leg up for a little static hamstring stretch. You can do this without the use of your hands to make it a little bit more challenging. Breathe in and breathe out. The belly descend. Bring that right knee in, extend your left leg out. You can hover the leg if you want. Once again, to kind of stretch through the frontal left hip. If you even want to bring that head up, you can. And then back to that first stretch, grabbing the shins. Static hamstring stretch. So I'm doing it without hands so that I can work my mobility and more of an active stretch. Breathing a lot, really letting my belly relax as I'm stretching. And then the left knee draws in as the right leg hovers or comes to the earth, and I'm pulling the legs apart. And then once again, both knees in. And then rock and roll yourself up to a seat. So here's some breath work for our abdomen. So I'm going to sit on something. And I'm sitting cross-legged, and you can sit however it feels good for you if you want to put something under you. So just putting your hands on your belly and feeling a few deep breaths, once again, of the belly being able to be tonified as we draw it in and create kind of that drawstring action, and also just relaxing. Just feel a few times what's happening as you do that. Okay, we're going to do that breath of fire. So it's the same work that you just did, but now it's just faster. So don't think of it as clenching and releasing, but more like a really quick breath in and out where you're tonifying and relaxing, and you're drawing the belly button back and up. So if you kind of looked at me, I move away from my clothing and then I let it come out, and it's fast. So imagine anything heavy in your body, anything that feels dull, not vibrant and alive. So that could be like through because something painful or because somebody just feels sleepy. We're going to wake it up and clear it out. So we're going to bring that breath down and kind of just, it's like a recycling, right? So we're going to do it for about 30 seconds. So go at whatever speed that you need to go. Okay, deep breath in and go. Keep going. It's short inhales and exhales through your nose. If you need to do it out through your mouth, go ahead, but try to do it out through your nose. So it's like a forceful, like a shooing of a fly around your nose. You're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, let it go. Then take a deep breath in. Blow it out. 2 more times. Big breath in. Stick your tongue out. 1 more. A big breath in. And then lean on back a bit and then open up your chest. Open up that heart space. And then coming back to center. And then breathing the arms up again. And then exhaling to your heart center. So you can keep your hands here. You can place them on your thighs. Take a couple breaths to feel and notice your body. So noticing any changes in heat, energy levels, sensation, even your mood. Just noticing the effects of the core focused work on all of those. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. May we all keep continuing to digest and assimilate our experiences so that we can feel empowered to make choices that honor our truth, right? Choices that honor our bodies, choices that feel resonant from inside our body, right? Not our heads, because our heads are being inundated with changes. And as the moon's in Aquarius moving into Pisces, this is that good dream time of letting go of things and seeing maybe the optimism of what could be, right? What can we create now that things are disorganized and chaotic? And these are the times for us to come here to do that work, right? To think, to feel, to embody what we need for ourselves. So my wish is that this work continues to work on us this weekend. So take a couple deep breaths, friends. If you're going to stick around for the meditation that follows, you can just stay where you are. But namaste. I wish you guys an amazing day.